You know, I was just sitting here thinking, what's crazy about books over movies? The reason is because most movies come from books. But here's what's crazy about this. Somebody thought of this shit in their head. Somebody thought, whether what story it is, comic book story, or this story, that story, as long as it's not a true story, because true stories obviously are based on true stories, right? So it didn't just come out of someone's head. But this, comics, let's go for comics, for instance, because that's what I read, all came out of someone's head. This is just like a boop out of someone's head. They wrote it down, or maybe another author came in and said, I'll take over it. So now they got to create this in their head to finish up somebody else's story that came out of their head and go along with it. And then it's so good that you can get the artwork done for it, or maybe they do their own artwork and then they put it up on the big screen so people can watch it. But even if they don't put it up on the big screen, or they do put it up on the big screen, you get thousands and thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands of people that fall in love with a story that came out of someone's head. Like, boom. And then they argue and fight over how this should be, who did this, what could happen, this, no, this person's stronger than this person, this person. It's fictional, you know? The author gets to pick who wins the fight. Why? Because it's fake. And you'll love it no matter what. Why? Because he was the author that created this stuff. It's crazy that somebody's just sat down and just thought of this in their head and then wrote it out. And then thousands and maybe millions of people fell in love with the story. That is insane, ain't it? If you think about it, if you sit back and just think about it, I was just sitting back thinking about all these books I got and like how people fall in love with the story. And it came out of someone's head. Like Berserk. The guy that wrote Berserk back there, great story. Somebody else has taken over because he passed away. But he used to go like a cave, sit down and write his shit. He'd be there for a long time. But he'd just sit down and write down. It's just insane how many people can fall in love with a story that just out of someone's head. And then argue about it. Like, flat out argue about it. Nope, this person's stronger, this person could beat this person blah blah blah. And, oh, let's talk about when it first began to how it is now, and it's got to go in this chronological order, and this is blah 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 blah. It's a story. It's just all made up, and people just fall in love. That's awesome, ain't it? That's freaking amazing. I was just thinking about that, like all these books that people just and people fall in love with the story. It's amazing. And then they take it and put it on the big screen. Like, she's coming to the big screen.